All right, so we just finished up week 7 inside of phase 1. Let's go ahead and hop on the scales and see how you did last week.
Shelly, 220.5.
Tammy, 256.1.
Allison, 205.4.
Dan Martin, 229.
Kimberly Austin, 237.4.
Have some standings. I'm excited about the standings. We have some position shifts this week, which I'm excited about. I'm always excited about position shifts because it means things are moving and shaking and people are, pressing in and all that stuff, which is awesome. So in 12th place, down 15.2 pounds, 6.01%, Kimberly G. By the way, I also want to point out that even the person in 12th place, where we just passed over the 7-week mark, is still averaging more than 2 pounds a week. So pretty freaking incredible. Awesome job. In 11th place, down 17.8 pounds, 6.17%, Jill. In 10th place, down 15.8 pounds, 7.18%, Sheila. In 9th place, down 25.2 pounds, 8%, Kia. 8th place, down 19.5 pounds, 8.12%, Shelly. In 7th place, down 17 pounds, 8.6%. No, I'm sorry. In 7th place, down 23.7 pounds, 8.47%, Tammy. In 6th place, down 17 pounds, 8.6%, Tawana. In 5th place, down 19 pounds, 8.72%, Kimberly V. Moving up to 5th place, girlfriend. I remember when you were in last. In 4th place, you got.
My goal was at least once I got to hit top 5. At least once.
I don't know, the other ones, but you've been moving up pretty fast, so they better watch out. Here's what I love though. I love the fact that we don't just settle, right? It's okay. I might be in 12th place or 11th place or 10th place or 9th place, but this week, can I move up a place? Like Kimberly, it was not that many weeks ago, you were in last place and you're in 5th place this week. Like, that's incredible. In 4th place, down 22.8 pounds, 9.97%, Allison. And all right, our top three. In 3rd place, down 27.4 pounds, 10.42%, Megan. Megan, you are moving up, girl. Like, she has closed the gap. Wait till you hear. Listen how many are between you and 2nd place. So you're at 10.42%. In 2nd place, down 27.8 pounds, 10.6%, Chandra. Which means in 1st place, down 29.6 pounds, kicking Chandra out of there, 11.44%, Dan.
She will be right back up there, man. I've been chasing her.
Oh, Dan. Yay.
Good job, dude. Good freaking job. I did the standings today and I was just like, what? Because, Chandra's just been up there every week. She's like held it like from the very beginning all the way through 6 weeks, which is no easy feat. And Dan, for you to start off, I think you started off in ninth place. 9th place 7 weeks ago, to have that disappointing first week after traveling and all of that, and then to, 6 weeks later, be in first place. That's
And now I have
impressive.
6 more straight weeks of travel straight. So come get me.
In total this week, you guys lost 26.1 pounds, a grand total of 260.8 pounds in 7 weeks. So what I want to talk to you guys about tonight, and this is like a really, 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 really important topic. And if there is one thing, I mean, there's a lot of really good things that you have to get inside of these 24 weeks that are really pivotal for you to be able to lose the weight, maintain the weight, keep it off, all the things. But there is one thing that is like an epidemic out there, and it's something that we have to hear many times, because for so many of us, it is so deep rooted inside of us that it takes us, it's like layers, right? A lot of things in our lives are layers, and we get rid of one layer and there's another layer. And so tonight we're going to go a little bit deeper on this. I want to talk to you guys about this a little bit more. I'm going to give you a few more examples of how, listen, your mouth, your mind, your mouth are very, very powerful. And you can either use your mouth to find solutions or to find problems. You can use your mouth to help advance you towards your goals or keep you stuck where you're at. You can use your mouth to improve your marriage or tear it down. You can use your mouth to get a raise at work or to stay stuck. You can use your mouth to spur yourself on, to encourage yourself, or to remind yourself how bad you suck. You can use your mouth to say that you love the scale or that you hate the scale. You can use your mouth to say this is easy or this is hard. We can use our mouth to remind ourselves of why we're doing this or why we're not. Literally, life and death is in the power of your tongue. And here's the most important part about all of it. Here's the cool thing. Most people, and I run across this a lot with Christians in my 20 years of working with people. So often people are like, yeah, but Carmen, if it's hard, I don't want to say it's easy because I'd be lying. Well, easy or hard, it's not a matter of it being truthful. Easy and hard is a perspective shift. That's all it is. It's your perspective, whether something's easy or hard. Because I think something's easy. I think organizing the room is easy. My husband thinks it's hard. I think running a 5K is easy. My 3-year-old would say it's not, right? So everything is perspective. Everything's perspective. And so your brain does not know the difference, and you've heard me say this, your brain does not know the difference between a truth and a lie. Your brain only knows what you tell it. That's what it knows. So if you are saying, and what we say winds up being our truth. It's our truth, because there's 2 different kinds of truth. There's our experiential truth, and there's the truth. And those, my friends, are 2 different things. Your experiential truth, those of you that have struggled with the scale, your experiential truth over that week told you what? The scale hates me. I don't know what's going on. It's flipping me off. It told you what I'm doing's not working, right? But was that the truth? No, it's not the truth. I can look right here at the numbers and see that the person who's lost the least is still losing more than 2 pounds a week. So is it the truth that what you're doing is not working? Is that the truth for anybody? Gosh, no, it's not the truth. The truth is you guys are kicking butt. Now, yes, some of you could be kicking butt more and some of you guys are whatever, and that's whatever it is. But the truth is it's working. If the workout is hard and you say that it's hard and you say the scale sucks and you say this is hard, or if you say, oh my gosh, going through a couple weeks ago when we went through, by the way, so proud of all of you. I just rewatched our episode where you guys went through your lists when I was editing it this weekend. Oh, I mean, I think I cried through the whole thing again, and not because of what you guys were saying, but this time it was because I was just so incredibly proud of you for doing it, for having the courage to go through it, for having the courage to so freaking proud of you guys. But what happens after we go through that exercise? How would we keep ourselves stuck? We go through that. What would be some things we would say to keep ourselves stuck after that exercise?
Complaining about the scale not moving.
Complaining about the scale not moving, sure. So if we'll just take that as an example. If we complain about the scale not moving, if we're complaining about the scale not moving, okay, and our words are, the scale sucks, this is hard, I'm just gonna try my best. Our truth is this is hard. Our truth is the scale hates me. If those are our words, then that's our truth. And how does somebody behave when they believe it's hard? What behavior follows when we believe it's hard?
Failing, giving up.
Giving up,
Complaining.
failing. What else?
They make it hard.
Self-sabotage, we make it harder. We're focusing on the hard, and never the mind of, we can use our mouth to either focus on the problem or the solution. And when we say the scale hates me and it's hard, is that focusing on the problem or the solution? Which one?
Problem.
It's focusing on the problem. And we will never get to the solution by focusing on the problem. Never, never. Okay. So Harvard University did a study and they put up signs and they were basically going to pay people to lose weight. Okay. They were, and the first, I guess it really wasn't lose, it was like an experiment. They were going to pay people to come in and do this experiment. And so the university put up flyers all around the campus, and it was going to be 2 separate weeks. The first week, so people signed up, they said, yep, I want to come in, I'm going to do this, you can pay me, I'll be a part of your little study. So the instructions for the first week were, I want you to come in hungry, don't eat, and we're going to give you like a diet, healthy, like chocolate protein shake, okay? And we're going to hook some things up to you, and we want to test what your body does after we give you this healthy protein shake. So the people came in hungry, they hooked up all the things, they drank the healthy protein shake, and what they found was, because when you eat, your body releases chemicals telling your stomach, I'm happy, thank you for feeding me, I'm not hungry anymore, I'm satisfied. So after they had this healthy chocolate protein shake, their body released some chemicals that told them, okay, we took the edge off, I'm not hangry, but I need more food, okay? I'm also not satisfied, which is fine, it's to be expected, it was a healthy low calorie shake, right? So the next week they said, okay, now we're gonna, next week, same thing, come in hungry, but next week, instead of this healthy shake, we're gonna give you like a chocolate indulgent, like milkshake pudding type thing, okay? Full fat, all the things. So come in next week and that's what you're gonna get next week. So everybody came in hungry, they drank the full fat, indulgent, like extra creamy milkshake. Well, all of a sudden, of course, what's going to happen to their body? Their body's like, yes, I'm satisfied. Their body released more chemicals, of course, saying, not only did it take the edge off, but I'm satisfied. I'm full. You don't have to give me anything else. And then they went on to tell everybody that both weeks they got the same freaking shake. They got the same shake both weeks. The only difference was how the shake was described. The words used to describe the shake was the only difference. And their body actually released different amounts of chemicals based on the words they were told about the shakes, based on the description of the shake. Their body released different amounts of chemicals. I mean, y'all, that's crazy. That tells you how powerful your words are. And so there's some words that some of you guys need to eliminate from your vocabulary, like eliminate. There's certain words that if they don't line up with where you're going, like who created the term hangry? Does anybody know where that came from? Snickers.
Snickers, yeah.
Why would Snickers why would a food company want to create a slogan that says you're hangry? You haven't eaten in 3 hours, you're hangry. Just get a Snickers. Because they want the whole population when they don't eat to go freaking buy a candy bar to take the edge off. So we have a whole population, they don't eat for 3 hours and they're running around saying, I'm hangry, I'm starving. Do you guys know we can go 15 days without eating food? 15 days without eating food. Now, I'm not a fan of that. I like food. I like to eat food. I'm not trying to go 15 days without it. But the truth is, if my body can go 15 days without food, am I hangry after 3 hours? Am I wasting away to nothing after 3 hours? But what happens if what happens if my words are my reality? And what happens after 3 hours if I'm like, oh, I'm so famished, I'm hangry, I'm getting so lightheaded, I gotta eat something. What's your reality? I gotta eat something or I'm grumpy. I gotta eat something or I'm famished. I've got to eat something or whatever. And I said so many things that didn't align with where I wanted to go. Because imagine if you want to be a productive, full of energy person, how many of you want to be super productive, full of energy? Like anybody want to be like, that's one of my goals. I want to be productive and I want to have lots of energy. So this is my goal and it's many of your goals and I'm over here, this is the goal and I'm over here saying, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Do these two things align? No, they're opposites, in fact. So do you see how now I'm creating this internal struggle? This internal struggle? One part of me wants to be exhausted, but I'm talking about how tired I am. I'm sorry, one part of me wants to be energetic, but I'm talking about how tired I am. They both can't exist. I can't be fully energized and can you be fully energized, fully ready to go, and tired at the same time? No. Can you believe something's easy or hard at the same time? Can you believe something's worth it and not worth it at the same time? You got to pick. You've got to pick. And here's the part where this sucks. The rest of the world, how many of you since the last call, the very first call on Life and Death and the Power of the Tongue, have started noticing how negative other people are? Anybody start noticing this? As you've made an attempt to start being more positive, you've noticed how negative everybody else is. Kind of like, wow. How many of you have caught yourself saying something negative and you're like, oh, wait, let me say it differently? How many of you have caught yourself and you're like, crap, there I go again, or crap, let me say that different? So first and foremost, that's progress, like awesome job, because that's where it starts. The first thing is just realizing, wow, I'm actually doing that. Okay, I didn't even realize that. Part of it's just getting a different perspective, because 98% of the population walking around sees nothing wrong with saying, I'm exhausted. I can't wait to go home and get my sweats on. It's been a hard week. My boss is a jerk. My husband's an a-hole. My wife, I ain't got laid in 3 weeks. You know how that goes. That one was for you, Dan. I'm not saying that's your wife. I had to give a guy example. I don't want to use all these women examples. So my point is, our words create our reality. Our words create our reality. And we've got to make sure our words align with where we're going. We've got to make sure our words align with who we want to become. What I want to know from you, what is one area that we've talked about tonight that you're like, you know what, what's one thing that needs to change or that you need to improve on that has come from our conversation?
Well, I have to tell you, today's talk couldn't have even come at a better time, because this evening I was talking to a really good friend and business partner of mine. And, he's like, man, your energy has just been so low. And I came up with reasons and excuses and excuses and excuses. And wow, right? So if you have to say the number one thing I need to work on, it's my mindset on my energy right now. And I mean, I will tell you, you know, I've always said I'm dragging, I'm sleeping 4 hours a night. I can't sleep at night right now. And he's like, you know, when he lost 20 some odd 30 pounds, he's like, I was so energetic, I've never been, and you're not there. And I came up with excuse after excuse in my mind on why that wasn't the case. So, I mean, seriously, like when you said, like, this could not have come at a better time. Like 2 hours ago, I had this conversation. So it's my energy level right now. And I am energetic. I have the time. Like, I mean, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I would say for me, and especially after listening to you tonight, that I realize I really focus on what I could have done better, and I don't really pay attention to what I did well or what I did right. I focus a lot on the opposite. And I probably need to really look at whether it's writing it down or taking a moment every day to kind of just say, well, you did do this, you did this well, instead of focusing on but you could have done this, right? So that's probably it for me.
I think not hating the skill. Looking at it as a tool to see what I need to change instead of it being the enemy.
Hi, Carmen.
Hi.
I love this topic. It was super powerful tonight. I definitely need to be more aware of the way I'm speaking about my job and my work. Been noticing a lot lately of just saying it's hard, it's been a hard week, and just saying a lot of negative things. And so I definitely need to turn that around and, you know, choose how I want it to be, choose how I want to be at work. So thank you for the reminder tonight.
I think as of late, I've been negative. I started out working out like an intermediate program. I didn't realize. And then I kind of injured myself a little bit, as I was telling everybody last week. And so since then, the negative talk about how like my body can't handle it, or, you know, then we had the talk last week about everybody doing like 60-minute workouts and walking and everything. And I'm just trying to get through like my 30 minutes because my knees hurt, you know? And so the down spiral went from there of just like, okay, well now I have to work out and I have to go walk my 2 children everywhere I go. And I have to have the stroller ready at all times. And I can never go anywhere without walking shoes, just in case I get an opportunity to walk, because everybody's walking 3 hours a day. And it just started to go, you know, until like, honestly, I was burning myself out on both ends, and I couldn't even, I can't live that kind of life. That's not that I can't, no, let me retake that. I can do those things in the times I can't do them, but sometimes with how the kids are in the little, you know, it's a different way I need to live it. So I have to find my lane of how that works for me, and not look in somebody else's lane and think I need to be there. So I think that's where I've been negative speaking, is that I have to do what is his name? Jerry was doing everything on season 5, like everything. Like, I don't know. He said he cycled, he did P90X, he was walking, I was just like, okay, all right. So I guess if I want a 6-pack when I'm in my 50s, then I guess that's what I'll do. But it was overwhelming for me. And so I think, that it was encouraging, but I also have to realize that I can do some hard things, but it's my own journey in the hard things. I can't be Jerry, I can't be anybody else, you know, so yeah.
Okay, so mine has definitely got to be life and death is in the power of the tongue, just being more positive all the way around. You know, you guys talked about it earlier about just being negative, and I've realized, especially this week, I've caught myself saying like, I'm stressed. I'm allowing myself to be stressed, you know. It all comes down to, it is a mindset thing, and it was what I'm choosing. So I have to be more active in those type of things. And then negativity travels a whole heck of a lot faster than positivity does. The past week, I've definitely noticed that as well. It's like one negative person can change the entire room, and then someone will go and be positive, and it just doesn't attract the same way as negativity does. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But yeah, definitely just being more positive.
For me is self-talk. Definitely. And it's funny, ever since we came to First Steps, even my 6-year-old heard you talking about the word tired. So if it ever gets mentioned, Mom. So it's nice that I have them there. One of the things that I have been working on is saying I'm overwhelmed and just in different areas. So I'm working on shifting all of those things. And I didn't really realize until all of this how, and it's crazy because I can lift someone else up. Like I can tell them what they should or shouldn't do, but I'm like, what I say to myself is not the same.
As I was talking, I mean, I can totally relate to the T word. Around here, that's with so many people, it's always been a great excuse of why you're sitting down. So that, and also focusing on the way my body's reacting to things as far as pain or tight, my muscles are sore, things like that. So when you were talking, I kept thinking, I'm sure in the morning when I start off, I am telling myself that there's more going on in my body than there is. And so definitely that mindset switch and the verbiage, getting myself going. And even at night, I've been going to bed earlier because my eating window closes, and that's just a good way to, avoid that pitfall of evening. And so I tell myself, I'm the T word and my body needs this and all that. And so changing that around to just be like, no, I'm getting more rest because I'm doing more and I'm more productive and I feel better. And 5 minutes into your workout, you do feel better. You stretched it out and things are going. So, but yeah, just not allowing that to come out of my mouth.
Mine is the scale. And then I also really beat myself up when we hear the standings, like, oh, you could have done better. Why are you down there so low? It's a mental, but I know I'm doing good. It's just a mental battle with me. Maybe it's a competition thing. I don't know, but it's just, I just kind of beat myself up after the meeting.
So what would be the opposite for you to do tonight?
Just to keep telling myself how good we're doing and I'm doing, and we're all doing a wonderful job. We're all 2 pounds or more a week, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. And why are you beating yourself up?
Yeah. And Tammy, you're doing amazing. Think of how far you've come in these past, like telling yourself that, like even calling yourself, it's even powerful for you to call yourself by name and for you to almost talk to yourself in third person and be like, for if I'm you, Tammy, you're amazing. Like, look at what you've done in these past weeks. You are inspiring people. You were leading by example. You were pushing your excuses aside. So freaking proud of you. If the girl from 7 weeks ago could see you now, she'd be so proud. So awesome job.
Okay, thank you.
I would say just being more grateful for me. And by what I mean by that is like today when I weighed myself and just not being able to do what I've been doing ever since I started, since I was diagnosed with COVID. When I got on the scale and I was like, the 179, and I was like, oh man, like I was kind of disappointed. I wanted more. But then I had to, talk to myself a little later and I said, yo, hey, tell me the last time you saw 179. Do you even remember seeing 179? And I started walking around the house. I was like, yeah, 179. I'm good with that. I took pictures and sent it to my family.
The one thing I need to start, well, not just one thing, but the area that I need to improve on from our conversation tonight, and this is going to sound funny, but it's so true, is I need to convince my brain that I like vegetables, because I have always struggled with this from as a child, and I know I sound like a 9-year-old right now, but so I'm doing the calorie plan, and I mean, I have been meticulous. I count every single thing. If it's a piece of gum down to 5 calories, I count every single thing. But and I know Carmen knows this because she knows the Fitness Pal. So if you're not familiar with it, like as your weight goes down, your calorie count goes down if you readjust it. I guess I'm doing it right, Carmen. But like your calorie count adjusts, just like how Kimberly said her containers went down. So my calories have been going down. And so I was like, in the last couple of days, I've been reflecting. I was like, that's good, because veggies I only eat like a very select group of vegetables. And so like, I need to branch out, because, there's other things besides just cucumbers and, spinach in my salad. So that's the one thing like I have got to work on in my brain. And part of it is like, I don't want to cook. I don't know how to cook them because I don't like them mushy. And I know, the positive thing of that is there's 100 other ways to cook vegetables. But I don't like cooking either, but I've just got to convince my brain that I like to cook and convince my brain that I like vegetables. So, like, it's really like, that's what I have to work on. Like, it came to me yesterday when I was doing my reflection, and I was like, that's what I got to do, God. You got to make me like vegetables. So, and I have to start with, my mindset. So that's mine.
So what would be the opposite of I don't like vegetables?
That I do. I just haven't discovered which ways I like them yet.
So when you were talking, it was reminding me of like a few years back when my best friend's son was a teenager, and I would see him like doing push-ups, and he'd be talking to himself, like just encouraging himself while he's doing the push-ups. And I was like, that is the weirdest thing. Like, who talks to themselves like that? It really shocked me. Come to find out, my best friend does that too. So he learned it from his mother. But I found myself doing that today during my workout, because yes, I was that one that was like, I'm scared of this workout. But yeah, I did the workout, and what I told myself, instead of saying like, hey, I can't do this, I was like, I'm gonna be more balanced. I'm going to be able to be more balanced with this. I'm going to have more energy, and this is going to be great. And I'm going to be like these women. That's what I started telling myself. So that was something that I had already been working on before this meeting today. But while you were speaking, it also made me think of like, I feel like I do this in the worst way where, I kind of feel like I know what my purpose is for life, right? And what this vision is. And I tell myself a lot of times, but I don't know how to do it. And I don't have credentials, and I don't have the experience. And I need to change those words, because at the end of the day, if it was my purpose, if that's what God is going to have me do, he's going to supply everything. So definitely that's something that I realized tonight in this conversation, that, that's the most important thing, our future and where we're going and our purpose. And I was just crushing it.
So freaking powerful. So powerful. So I love that. And so as you guys are coming into this next week, it's really, saying, okay, like picking the one area and then asking yourself, what is the opposite? So what's the opposite of tired? What's the opposite of not liking vegetables? What's the opposite of not liking my job? What's the opposite of this? And start speaking that. Even if in the moment you're like, well, I don't really feel it. I don't know if I believe it. You don't have to believe it to say it. And the only way to start believing it is for you to start saying it, for you to start speaking it. And when your words start lining up with where you want to go, when your words start lining up with your goals and your dreams and your visions, God, wait and watch how much faster. For some of you, you've had these things you've wanted to do for a long time, and you've been frustrated and you've given up on some of them. As these things start to get reignited, listen, this isn't just about your health. Part of when you start changing your health and you start having these positive impacts on your health, it starts rolling downhill. It starts impacting and affecting other areas of your life as well, which is amazing, right? Like you're getting in good shape, your butt's getting smaller, you're feeling better, and the rest of your life is improving. Like, that's pretty freaking awesome. And so, awesome job. So freaking proud of you. Look at all the changes, look at everything that's happened already, and I can't wait to see how it continues to change and how things continue to evolve and happen as you continue to press forward, press in, and really just keep doing what you're doing, because what you're doing is amazing.